Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Real Reds Talk, the authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. This is your breaking news show. Let's go. What's going on, people? Welcome to the show. Can already see loads of yous in the chat, so big up to you guys. Brian Casey, Jay McGrogan, Henry Jones, Lindelof to go, Jari Malman, sorry if I've mispronounced your name. Welcome to you guys, and welcome to Sam, of course, alongside me. We're going to discuss Pavard. Is he now the priority, the leading priority for Manchester United? Are Fulham close to signing Fred? There's been talks about Hannibal getting a new contract. I want to see how Sam feels about that. And there was supposed to be a bit of breaking news with Greenwood, but we're just waiting on that. Some bits incoming on that. So if that does break whilst we're live, then we'll touch on that towards the end. So get involved, grab a coffee, and let's talk. In fact, don't grab a coffee because it's like 6:30, so you probably won't sleep tonight.
Decaf.
But
Decaf.
Yeah, there we go. Decaf. Sam, first and foremost, how are you?
Yeah, good. Good day at work. Productive. So I saw all the news today with Harry Maguire, which is fantastic news as far as I'm concerned. Just hope we get in a decent replacement. So
yeah, been very, very busy on it with United on all fronts, literally from players, training, like loads of stuff going at the minute. So let's just head straight into it with Pavard. Is it Pavard? Pavard? Is it a certain way to pronounce it?
If it's French, I assume it's Pavard.
Pavard? I prefer that. Yeah. It makes him sound a bit better. So yeah, we had breaking news before coming out from Germany, Sky, loads of other sources saying that Manchester United are in concrete talks to sign Benjamin Pavard. All parties are now working to reach a verbal agreement. Eric Ten Hag is pushing for Pavard as he's a versatile defender. They understand that they're going to make a move as soon as Harry Maguire leaves. Pavard wants to leave Bayern Munich as well, love to play in England, and is expected to cost between €30 and 30, no, not €30, that's quite cheap, 30 million euros, sorry, and 35 million euros as well. And I was looking at his background, I was doing a bit of digging before, because I've seen a bit of a split of opinion on this player, Sam, on social media and stuff. And I was looking at it, so he's got almost 50 caps for France. Out of the 7 games in the World Cup, he played the full 6, 90 minutes for him. He's played as a right-back 146 times, as a centre-back 109 times, so he's comfortable, obviously, in both areas. He's won a World Cup, a Champions League, 4 league titles, and loads of domestic cups as well. So the question is, why are people not that sold on him, do you think?
I'm not sure. On paper, he's got all the qualities that you would want from a Manchester United centre-back. Trophy-winning, played in the biggest competitions, played for... won a World Cup, played for a team that dominates Europe and dominates his league in Bayern Munich. He's got everything on paper. I don't watch the Bundesliga like week in, week out, so I couldn't tell you what he looks like on the eye, because I know like people like Sofiane Amrabat, if you look at his stats, they're not phenomenally amazing to look at. But if you watch him play, you can see what he does, and you can see how good he is and how he sort of dictates the game. But yeah, on paper, he sounds fantastic. But again, I've seen a lot of people don't want him, slag him off, they don't fancy it at all. And I'm not sure why. Maybe I've not watched enough of him to see what it is. I think the better choice would be to sign a younger centre-back. So we've got longevity, like the likes of Todibo or Tapsoba. But obviously, I think Ten Hag's thinking for right now. And he wants to compete right now for stuff rather than sort of get Todibo in and then sort of push Todibo and like develop him, and then maybe in 3 years Todibo's at the same level. Maybe he wants to sort of get in now. Henry Jones in the chat, yeah, he's saying I'm one of them. He doesn't fancy Pavard either. So yeah, it's a weird one. I'll have to watch some more clips of him, more stuff of him. Like Aaron says, he's not the most glamorous signing. But I think as a backup centre-back and as cover at right-back, I think you could do a lot worse. I don't think there's many... Like, if you play for Bayern Munich, then you've got to be pretty good. And also, it's not like he's leaving Bayern Munich and he's injured like the Schweinsteiger thing. He's refused to sign a contract. They want to sign him to a new contract, but he's refusing and he wants to go. So it's
do you know why he's refusing as well? Because they tried signing Kyle Walker.
Oh, is that what it is?
It was like a public thing, because Bayern Munich had a lot of kind of public, which usually they don't. The Harry Kane thing, which is obvious, and then you got Kyle Walker pursuit, which didn't work out very well. So now they might go back to Pavard with the tails between the legs, offering a higher wage, because they're like, well, we haven't managed to sign Kyle Walker. So that's one of the reasons why he's pissed off, basically.
I think there's worse choices. Like, I don't think if he's costing, I've seen the price kicked about 35 million. So you basically, it's not costing you anything really, because you've just sold Maguire for 30. So you buy him for 30. It's not costing you anything. So as a backup, like if that was our like, oh, we're going to replace Varane with this guy, then I'd be like, okay, maybe we could go out and get someone a lot better. But as a backup, as like a third, fourth choice,
yeah,
I'm all right with that. Not a problem.
Yeah. Well, the 4-man shortlist that's been put out there to replace Harry Maguire, we've already touched on a couple. There's Jean-Claire Todibo, Benjamin Pavard, Edmond Tapsoba, and Mark Guéhi. Who would you prefer? Who would you personally go for out of that list? Is anyone who stuck out for you at all?
I really like Guéhi. I think he's got something. I think he's a really special player. But I just think he'll cost us a fortune. Crystal Palace will rinse us to pieces for that guy. We paid 50 million for Wan-Bissaka and we negotiated that. Like, we spent all summer, didn't we, trying to chase him and get hold of him, and ended up paying 50 million for him anyway. Oh, that was on the list of 300 right backs we had, and he was the top one. Yeah. So there you go. I think they just rinse us for money. United tax, English Premier League tax, and he's English as well, isn't he? He's got an England cap. Yeah, so it'll just tax the shit out of us, and it'll cost us 60, 70 million. So
yeah.
As much as I like him, it's just not worth the cost. So then you're left with Todibo, you're left with Tapsoba, and you're left with Pavard. I don't know anything about Tapsoba, to be honest with you. Not seen anything of him, so I couldn't comment on that. Todibo I like a lot. I think he's got a lot to him. He's supposed to be the next Varane, apparently. He plays in a very similar style.
Well, he's better on the ball than Varane. He's an upgrade on there. But there's people who throw it out there like sort of discipline issues and blah, blah, blah. But that was more earlier on in his career. So,
yeah. So, for me, between Pavard and Todibo, but that's just because I haven't seen enough of Tapsoba to make a sort of comment on him. I'm sure he's good. If somebody in the chat is more educated on him, please do tell me about him. But I don't know much about him.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Todibo, Pavard, and Guéhi, but Tapsoba's the only one I haven't really done. So maybe that could be an idea for a next video, members video. If people would like that, let me know. Or any of the 4 centre backs that are on the list. I've already done the Todibo one. That is a short clip of it on TikTok, and the members video is dropping this week at some point. So for you members, you'll be able to feast your eyes on what Todibo is all about, positive, negative, his background, etc.
Aaron with a comment: "There's a free agent by the name of Phil Jones. Be a great bit of business bringing him in."
Yeah, I also don't like this Johnny Evans. Is his name? Is that right? Johnny Evans?
Yeah.
I just sound right in my head then. Yeah, I don't like this Johnny Evans narrative that's being pushed as well. Like, oh, maybe we don't need to buy a centre back because Johnny Evans on a year thing. At first I was like, well, it's a way of saving money or whatever. If we go spend that on a striker, then I'm willing to discuss it. If we go get a big striker, but if you're just not going to spend the money and then bring Johnny Evans in and be like, we'll keep the 30 million. Yeah. Absolutely not. No. I don't want that. But one thing I do think is clear is that he wants that kind of Timber, Pavard, Todibo type.
Versatile.
Yeah, who's comfortable defending in wide areas, can slot into the right back position, and then the ball progression as well with Sandro on the left-hand side, Pavard on the right because he's comfortable in there as well, and then Casemiro slotting in between him. I think that would be perfect. But let's read out some chats because there's quite a few people. Make sure you leave a like on the video as well and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, please.
Just a bit of breaking news. Anthony Martial is back in full training after recovering from an injury. So happy news for Chivy before he gets injured next week. So we'll see. In the warm-up for Wolves. Let's have a look. Jale, he was right when his open heart surgery. I think he's talking about Ragnick. They've already replaced players. Yeah, we've gone through him already, haven't we, for the last 2 seasons. We've got rid of Ronaldo, De Gea, Maguire, Twanzebe, Phil Jones. Who else have we got rid of? Bailly. Who else? Tellez. Midfielders, I'm sure we got rid of, haven't we?
No. Since you're on about since Eric Ten Hag's come in,
yeah. Ten Hag.
Matic. No,
Pogba. He was already Matic, gone. Pogba, Lingard.
Matter.
Yeah.
So they was going the summer. He was coming in, I think. So it's like.
So yeah, that's Henry Jones is saying have a look at Scalvini. I don't know anything about
him. I'll take a look at him. Yeah.
Everybody's saying evening. Brian's here. Jay McGrogan's here. Aaron Grog is here. Dream centre back would be Bastoni, but it's impossible as he's just signed a new deal. He'll be expensive. Shreyas in the chat. Lindelof to go. I signed Pavard on my career mode on FIFA for Man United. I'm very realistic after all. There you go. Brian, great to see deals starting to be done. Pavard would be a great signing. Plenty of experience and versatile. Aaron Grog, every time I see him in the World Cup Champions League, he looks solid. Lou is saying Pavard over Todibo. Todibo is plop. Fair enough. Aaron, it's probably not the most glamorous signing, but he'd do the job. Jeremy Grogan, Pavard be not the wiser choice due to his ball-playing abilities. Brian, to be fair, Aaron, none of Ten Hag signings are glamorous. He's signing players with the right attitude over popularity, and I'm here for it. Absolutely. I read a while ago he wants to play at centre-back. Yeah, Nick mentioned that. He wants to play at centre-back, not as
he's almost right played as many games at centre-back as he has right-back in his whole career. So.
Gray's in the chat. Sorry, guys, I'm late. The dog ate my homework. You're all good. Absolutely, Gray. It's good to see you. Aaron, exactly, Brian. We want players who are going to fight every minute for the badge for the game. Lou says, still think we'll file a late bid for Kane. I mean, I think you're alone in that. I don't think we will, but I'd love to see it. How long before he gets injured again? That's from Shreyas or Martial. On a side note, why are our strikers fighting over who gets the treatment table and not the starting number 9? Hoyland already injured. Selling Maguire alone is more than what we'd sold in every other window since 2020. Wow, if that's true, that's ridiculous. Grace Sheridan, has anybody watched Todibo play? I like his age profile. Nick has watched a lot of him play, so he's the one to ask.
Yeah, there's a video out on our TikTok. I don't know if you follow us on TikTok, Grace, but make sure you check out. The handles are at the bottom. So make sure you check our socials out on there. There's a small clip and there's a bigger clip coming for the members. So if you want to become a member, click the join button next to the notification bell for exclusive content, a badge next to your name, and a chance to feature on the show. It's an ever-growing community. It helps us get massive guests on. Everything just grows better, and it's because of you guys. So we appreciate that. We'll put that centre-back talk on hold for the minute then, unless we have any more updates. That's the most up-to-date thing we can give you on Pavard.
Just an update now from Florian Plettenberg. The talks of Benjamin Pavard are ongoing positive. The price valuation is 26 million.
Yeah,
pound.
Laughing. For experience, let me just run you through his things again. I mentioned that almost 50 caps for France. When they won the World Cup, he played 6 games in that thing and was on the bench for 1 and played the full 90 minutes. He's played at right back 146 times, centre back 109 times. He's won a World Cup, a Champions League, 4 league titles, and loads of domestic cups. For £26 million, I'd argue you won't find a better deal, to be honest with you, especially out of Bayern Munich as well. Like, how many times have we sat here and spoke about Bayern Munich saying, fucking hell, you struggle to get him out, or they're only going to sell someone if it's over 30 and there's something wrong with him. Like, he wants to move. He wants the Premier League move. I don't mind him, Pavard. I'm happy with that, to be honest. It's not a shiny signing, but it is what it is.
This is not about Vegas, where it's like we cannot physically get anybody else, and he's the only option. This is a guy, like you said, World Cup, Champions League, Bundesliga. Like, he's won titles. He's only 26. He's not like he's 35. Like, this is a solid option. So I think we could do. Not saying I hate that I have to say we could do a lot worse, but with the options on the table at the minute, like, we wanted Kim Min Jae, he's gone. Dias is gone. So. Yeah. We have to sort of change our targets. And I think we could do a lot worse than Benjamin Pavard, but there you go.
I think there's two arguments for me. There's the age profile, which I get with Todibo, is much younger, more room to grow, progression. But Pavard, you're bringing him in for maybe a 3-year contract, 4-year contract, and you bring him in with the assumption that, it's not Maguire coming in anymore in a game where you just it's such a liability that you saw what happened in the Bilbao game. Things like that can happen. You bring in Pavard, experienced, seasoned, settled in. I would even argue, this might sound ridiculous to people right now, that he could get into the first team. Because with Varane's injuries, and you don't know what's going to happen with a centre-back. So there could be a situation in 6 months' time where he's starting alongside Lissandro. That would not surprise me.
You also saw Lindelof, when he's not playing next to Maguire, he's a very, very good defender.
Yeah,
like, Lindelof is an excellent defender, and you saw that when he wasn't playing next to Maguire. So you might see something similar. Like, Lindelof might challenge Varane for that spot Pavard might challenge for that spot. And you've got then 4 solid centre-backs all fighting for a starting team spot. So when we have to rotate or when we have to like switch players out due to injuries or whatever, you've got 4 solid centre-backs where you're like, yeah, I'm fine with any of them playing, which is what you want in a team. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah. You look at the depth we're starting to get now as well. Onana, I hope we bring in a keeper. I don't understand us letting Pavard go to Bayer Leverkusen because I would rather keep him as like a secondary goalkeeper. But it's looking like Onana, Heaton, and then God knows whoever we go for. You got Shaw, Malacio, Alvaro there who can always come in. Centre backs, if you got the Sancho, Varane, Lindelof, and Pavard as your 4 choices, that's great. Right back, Dalot and Wan-Bissaka competing. Mainu and Casemiro. Mason Mount and Amrabat, Bruno Fernandes, and whoever wants to play there, basically Ericsson, if you want to put that there. Anthony, Ahmad, Garnacho, Rashford, and then Højlund up top with Martial dovetailing as well. Like, great depth. You can see what Ten Hag's done. He's shaping up, and you need these kind of players. We're playing in the Champions League. You know, there's a lot to like about it, in my personal opinion. Maybe I'm being over positive on this. I don't know, but I don't mind him. Honestly, I don't.
We'll have so many games this next season. Like I think we played more games than anybody last season. Like we were deep in every single competition, and that's the way Ten Hag wants to play. And if you're going to do that, I think he said in an interview when they were asking about Højlund and the signing and stuff, he says, I want doubles in every position because of the amount of games that we have. So like this is what he's trying to build. He's trying to build a depth of squad where if he needs to rotate or people have played a bit too much football or he needs something a little bit different, he's got that. Whereas last season he didn't have that. It's like, all right, we need to change the striker up. Who do we have? Weghorst. That's it. Yeah. Like, that's literally it. So it's just like you need depth in the squad. So he's slowly getting there. He's not going to be able to do it all now. He probably won't get backed in January because he didn't last January unless the ownership changes. And then next summer he goes again and gets further. And like it's like few windows he'll get there eventually, but I think people want it all now, and it takes time. Like it takes time, man.
Yeah. Shall we read out a couple more comments and we'll talk about Fred?
Let's go back up. There we go. Has anyone? Oh no, we've read that one. Watch that jump to 50 million by the end of the week from Brian Casey. I fucking hope not. Jesus Christ. Your place of closest sounds like a quality deal to me. Yeah, United are not overpaying for players now, which is refreshing for a change. Especially players.
Add it up what the deals that we're doing, like.
Especially for players who are not over the hill. Like every player is like decent age.
Pavard and Amrabat are like 26, 27, like for 50 million quid combined, near enough.
What Tim 999 is a real Reds ultra. Warming to Pavard, absolutely. Aaron's agreeing with you, saying he could become a starter. Lindelof saying Lindelof to go. It's saying Lindelof is better than Pavard. Well, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Slight bias there.
Yeah. 100%. It definitely push for for starting place. I think we could upgrade on Dalot. I don't think he's that guy. That's from Aaron Gregory. Brian Casey saying Sancho as well. Gray saying yes, Sam, more games, extra added time. Yeah, that's another factor, isn't it? We'll need a bigger, stronger squad than we already did. Aaron saying, what do you guys think? I've been underwhelmed with Dalot for most of last season. He looked macca on the weekend, in my opinion.
It's a weird one, isn't it, with Dalot, because I think both from playing at the highest level, I think Ten Hag would probably pick Dalot. I think he's always preferred him. But with Wan-Bissaka's resurgence, I think he's my starting right back. I think you'd agree with that, wouldn't you, Sam? At the minute, Wan-Bissaka. So I don't know. He's just got to fight, hasn't he? It's competition. That's what happens at Manchester United. So
step your game up.
I still think he's a good player. Like what game did he have where he scored that worlder? Was it in Vegas when he played Dortmund?
Yeah,
he scored that.
Yeah, Dortmund.
Yeah. And it was, like that game, he was really, really good. And the next one, he was like, I saw a thing, give them pass away, which for their goal. So, I don't know. But I'm just happy there's competition there. So, either one, like Wan-Bissaka or Dalot, whoever's performing the top, put them in there. I'm happy.
Yeah. Lindelof to go up, I'm starting to think us winning the Champions League on a Prem isn't unrealistic. I don't think we're there yet. Like, I think we could push in the Champions League, but the Prem is another matter. You have to be near perfect every game. Like, you have to be near perfect, and I just don't think we're there yet, but we'll see. I said on the big season preview, I don't know if any of you guys watched it or if there's anyone that missed it, I think we will win the Champions League.
said it. So there you go.
Jamie Gogan, it's the same problem we spoke about. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is so strong, nobody can beat him, but Dalot is a bit better going forward. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka's improved his forward game. I think he's looked good going forward.
That's why he's getting a new contract. We spoke about that early on this morning. They must have saw something.
Yeah, Henry, is it mad to think if Luton stay up and Plymouth go up then next year, Luton and Plymouth both be in the Prem? No, could happen, mate. Could happen.
Stranger things have happened.
P.S. A left field choice for us is Lucharel Gertruida from Feyenoord. His transfer from Leipzig has fallen through and he played that Stones role that led to Feyenoord to the title. He can play right back and right centre back.
What was that name?
Lucharel Gertruida. I'm sorry if I absolutely butchered that name. I probably did.
That sounds like a mega complicated name, but I'll take a look at him for sure.
And then Jay saying, he deserves his new deal. Absolutely, he's come back from the dead. Wan-Bissaka, he's improved leaps and bounds.
Feyenoord, right? I'll memorise that. Thank you for that. Right, let's move the talk on, then we'll part that centre back discussion for now. We've had an update on Fred to Fulham, and it's coming from Sky Sports News. It's saying Fulham have held talks with United over Fred. They are hopeful of now finding a compromise on the fee, and this is one of them that's kind of in the waiting wings. That if this happens, then that kind of has a knock-on effect or chain effect to the Amrabat deal, which will be obviously really important for us. Galatasaray move has obviously broken down, Sam. Do you think he'd be a good fit for Fulham? Because you obviously what Andreas Pereira did there. Yeah. Do you think he would be one of their better players, let's say?
Yeah. Well, we know Marco Silva likes him, don't we? There's been a lot of reported press on that. Like, he's a really big fan of him. And you saw him talking to him after the game, didn't you? The Fulham game. So he's a huge fan of him. And then with Paulinho's out with a serious shoulder injury, isn't he? He's out for like a lot time. So he's also had a bit of a falling out, I believe. Like, he wanted to leave, but then he got scuppered to West Ham, I think.
Got priced. It was priced in 90 million, wasn't there?
So he's not happy there. So you need a midfield combative type player, and Fred is definitely that. Mm-hmm. And you saw, like, Pereira at United pre-season, he looked like a fucking world beater. Every fucking pre-season, you were like, this kid's got something, then just absolutely shit the bed every season. And you just like, he's not United quality, and he's left and gone to Fulham, and he's looked decent. He's been one of their best players, I'd argue. So there's no reason to say Fred can't do the same. Like, when he's good at United, Fred, he's very good. It's just when he's bad, he's shockingly bad. So I think if he can find a little bit of consistency at a lower level at Fulham, then why not? Why couldn't he be one of their most important players and have a good career? Like, is he 30 now? Mm-hmm. He's got 1 year left on his deal. I don't see United sort of saying we're going to offer you a 4-year deal. He's probably his last big contract. He's settled in the UK with his family and stuff, so it makes sense. Really, it makes sense.
Yeah. Pravav is in the chat. Big up to Pravav. He's also a Real Red Ultra member. If you want to become a member to catch that Tadibo video, then make sure you click the join button next to the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you are new to this channel thinking, what's going on here? It's a news show. We have basically go live twice a day pretty much. Watch alongs, previews, reviews of the show.
At the minute we do. At the minute we do, with the amount of news that's coming out. Jesus Christ.
Very, very busy. So make sure you do subscribe. I think we are... Before we went live, was we like 36 off 3,000, I think. So if you could help us get more towards that, we'd really appreciate it. Just click that button at the bottom right corner of your screen. Aaron saying, I see Nick saying, James Ward-Prowse is going West Ham. Yeah. Well, David Onstein reported it, he put a tweet out
30 million?
This morning.
30 million?
How much? I thought it was 70 then. I was like, no. Yeah, I think 25, 30 million, somewhere around that mark. But everyone's like, oh, well, that doesn't mean McTominay now. But if Paquetá goes to Man City... then potential that they might bring in a Gallagher or McTominay to fill that void as well. So, and I think they'll get good money for Paquetá as well if City are paying like 60, 70 million at least.
Shreyas is a big fan of Paquetá, isn't he? So
good player. Yeah. Very, very good player. Another Pep is only going to develop more, isn't he?
Absolutely. Aaron is saying, you think we're winning the Champions League this season? You're my guy, but you're smoking, brother. So,
who said that?
Aaron, yeah.
Hey, I'll smoke away, mate. You don't look that. I said on the thing, I was the only one last season to say we will win a trophy and get top 4. And what do we do? Won a trophy and got top 4. So I think semis, like minimum, I think we get. But I'll go bold and I'll say we win the Champions League. Just because the reason why I say it is stylistically, we can hurt so many teams with the profile of players that we've got now, especially in Europe. Also,
you don't have to be the best team to win the Champions League. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
Tottenham.
look at a draw. Look at a draw. You could get in a favourable draw, get to the final, and then one game, anybody can win an off game. Chelsea, when they won it a couple of years ago, they weren't the best team. I think they finished 6th or 7th in the league, I think, when they won it. So, like, they weren't the best team. Inter Milan, like, if you watch them play, they aren't a fantastic team. Like, they aren't great.
They were 5th in the league, I think, at the
That's
time.
what I'm saying.
So.
Like, Napoli ran away with the league, and they got to a final, and they probably could have beat City had Lukaku not had his whoppers on and stuff like that, trying to block goals and what have you. So there you go. Like, it's not a difficult competition. Tournaments are not difficult to win. Leagues are difficult to win because you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent every fucking week. Like, obviously you have the odd fluke one with Leicester and what have you, but for the most part, the league is which team has been the best for the entire season. But a cup competition, you just got to
look at the draw.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sometimes you can just get a favourable run. You get through the group stage, and then it's 4 games then to win the Champions League. Like, it can happen. And a lot of teams around Europe at the minute have fallen off quite a bit, haven't they, to be fair? So,
Aaron is saying, if we win it, I'll buy you a retro shirt. Legitimately, hold me to that, because fair play if you call it.
That'll get clipped up. So.
Shah-Sam, we are winning the league and one other trophy. The positivity is fucking here, isn't it? Jesus.
Yeah. Love it.
Lindelof the goat saying, get me one too, Aaron.
Hey, listen, anyone's welcome on this train, mate. You're all welcome on.
Aaron's
Champions
gonna
League.
Aaron's gonna have to buy about 14 shirts at this rate. Tim99, Ten Hag almost won it with Ajax. He did. Got to semi-finals, so he's got experience in doing it before. So, Brian is saying, if we win the Champions League, I'll gift a couple of memberships. Everybody's getting in on it now.
There we go.
Everybody's getting in on it.
Yeah. God, if we lose that final, that's going to be so depressing. But Aaron saying Nick's the only one getting one. I'll take it, mate. I'll absolutely take it. So, Fred, what are we holding out for? What should we get at the absolute maximum for Fred?
If it was me, I would say like 20 million. But we're not going to get 20 million, are we? Like, we're not going to get that. I think we get anything in the region of 10 to 12, maybe. I reckon around that we'll probably get. I would go from 15 to 20, but we won't get that from Fulham because they were pissed off about us with the previous price, weren't they? That's why they left the negotiations, and apparently we've lowered the price. So I'd love to get 20, but I think we'll probably get 10 or 12. But we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I do think we'll get 10 because I think they're willing to, especially if we get a fee for Donner, which they wasn't expecting. I think they'll be willing to lower that price. Of like, just get him off the books. You see it with Maguire. Like, they could have haggled on that. They could have maybe tried being stubborn, but it was like 30. Just wages off the books as well. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Should we read out a couple more comments and then we'll talk about Hannibal?
Sean, more positivity than a parental planning clinic.
Okay, very nice. I like the analogy.
Gray saying 20 million. Henry Jones with the Champions League winners positions. He's got the whole stats here. Here we go. 2023 Man City, and he finished first. 2022 Real Madrid finished first. 2021 Chelsea finished fifth. 2020 Bayern first. 2019 Liverpool second. 2018 Madrid third. 2017 Madrid first. 2016 Madrid second. 2015 Barcelona first. So there's a couple there where they didn't win the league that year. So
I'll just pick that 2017 one that says third, and I will just take that as gospel. And I'm happy with that.
Well, Chelsea there 2021 fifth. So
it can happen.
Vince Bullock, I don't know who we should get to replace Maguire, just someone who could do the job. Let's play Sam in that position. Laughing out loud. I'm not a centre back, mate. I'm a winger. Can't do a centre back job. I wouldn't be good there. If United win the Champions League, you should buy your viewers a capybara. What, like the actual animal?
How much the capybara in the market nowadays?
So, Henry, have a look how much a capybara is. Look that up for me.
Please Google how much one is.
Yeah,
wait, before we think it, how much do you think one is?
Can you actually buy one? Is it a thing you could buy?
I mean, it might not be a logistical kind of transaction or whatever, but
the black market. Black market.
Yeah, you can get a capybara on the black market. I'm sure of it, right?
I reckon a few grand at least.
A couple grand. That's what I'd say.
It's a big animal, isn't it?
Yeah, like isn't it the biggest rodent?
Yeah,
right?
largest rodent in the.
Yeah.
Which is not actually Angel Di Maria. It is the capybara.
Yes, correct, absolutely.
What
are we saying?
We should bid for Matt Gay. Loads of potential, great centre back. Absolutely, I agree, but he's just going to cost us a fortune. Romano just confirmed. James Ward-Prowse to West Ham, 30 million.
Yeah.
Lindelof to go. I'd love an actual capybara. How adopt one if United win the league for a year? What, we've got to adopt a capybara for a year? Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
I'm just imagining the law of attraction, all that kind of thing, just in my head at one point with the channel. God knows where down the line, 10k, 100k, whatever it is, where we actually get a video with a capybara, and that'll be the best moment of my life. And it'll go viral.
Brian Casey, I'm sure if you're Mike Tyson, you could get one. I bet he's got one. I bet he's already got one. And then Aaron, what the fuck is a capybara? Right, I'm going to have to fucking get a capybara picture now.
Yeah. I think it was Aaron last time when it was the end of the show. It might have been Aaron or it might be someone else. Oh, no, it was my mate who said, what the fuck are all these wild dogs doing in the chat? I mean, it was like, yeah, never mind. It doesn't matter. No one, people don't know where the origins come from, do they?
Right, let's get capybara on here. There we go. Aaron, that is a capybara. That thing there.
Don't ask what it means. Don't ask if it has any significance. Look at that. Beautiful. That's a baby capybara, and that's a cappy baby and a capybara.
Yeah, that's a capybara, just so you, for your future reference, Aaron.
That is the mascot for Real Reds Talk.
Yeah. Brian Case saying it looks like a giant rat mixed with a guinea pig. It's the same family. It's a rodent.
Listen, don't hate on him, man.
Aaron saying it looks like Avram Glazer.
Don't say that, because that goes against
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
Right, there we go. Without the rat's tail, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Legendary shit. Right, from capybaras to Hannibal. Hannibal Mabry and Manchester United are in negotiations for a contract extension. Current contract will end in 2024 with 1 year option. Discussions are still ongoing regarding its future. Luton Town, Stade Rennais and another English club are interested in a loan. Do you think he has a future at Manchester United? Do people in the chat think he has a future at Manchester United? And where would you send him out on loan, if so?
It's clear Ten Hag rates him. Ten Hag has definitely got something that he likes about him because he's played him in quite a few preseason games. So I think he definitely thinks he's got something. Like he clearly identified Kobe Mainoo as one of those guys because he's featured heavily. Hannibal's featured heavily. I think if Kobe Mainoo comes back and then we get, say, Amrabat as well, I think that leaves Hannibal a bit short for game time. I think
definitely.
Then he risks he's not being able to develop. So I would put, if Ten Hag rates him, then I would send him out on loan to a Premiership club. That's what I would do, like a Luton, a Burnley, something like that. I think we could put him to a Premier League club and get him on loan. I think that would be the best thing for his development because I don't think he gets enough game time at United. I think he's got something about him. He's aggressive. He's good on the ball. He's got a good passing range. So if something can be developed, absolutely. But I don't personally see it. But if Ten Hag sees it, then let's go with it. Let's trust him.
Yeah, there's been a few people are a fan of him. Some people, again, it's another one that kind of splits the fan base. He's obviously not the level like Garnacho, where you're like, oh my God, such an exciting talent, could go on to win this and win that. I like his intensity. I like what he brings on the pitch, but there's other things that I'm like, sometimes he lacks. I mean, what was clear and obvious was the game against Wrexham, he was the standout player. He was the best player on that pitch by a margin as well. So he's definitely got something. I just don't want it to turn out to be like one of them chongs where you constantly wait for something and then it doesn't really happen. And like you said, with how stacked the midfield is and the age profile of the players in there, when is he going to get an opportunity? Like, I don't know. So maybe it's one where they try, keep loaning him out, either retain his value or, push up to 15, 20 and try to get a sale.
You've got a similar issue with Palestri, haven't you? Because if, obviously Ahmad's injured at the minute, but you've got Anthony, you got Sancho, you got Garnacho, you got Rashford. Where's he getting game time there? Especially if Ahmad comes back. Where's he getting game time? Yeah. Like, he's not going to get it. I love Palestri. I think he's got a lot more to offer than what he's been given time he's been given. So I would love to see him get more opportunities, but he's just not going to get the game time. So if that's the case and you want him to still develop and become a better player so he can be a starter, loan might be the option. So as much as I love Palestri and I know Shiraz will be cursing himself because, well, he might not be because then he doesn't have to go to sleep knowing that Palestri's going to come on because he won't be here.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. Maybe he'll start supporting FC20 or whoever are trying to loan him. So I think that's the option with these younger players. I think, Aaron, you're right. Palestri has shown more than Sancho last season. He has. In the short amount of minutes he has, I think he has.
Yeah.
But I just don't think Ten Hag fancies him. I don't know why. I just don't. He doesn't seem to want him because every time he's played really well, and then hasn't been given follow-up opportunities. So it's
sometimes coaches go for that with certain players, like depending, it's all psychology, depending on what type of player they are, to keep them chomping at the bit or keep them like pushing so the performances. Maybe it's something to do with that. Others, they're like, right, we need to actually give him game time because he'll get frustrated. But he might be like, Palestri has that great attitude where he's constantly like, right, I'll just show him. I'll just keep fucking, and until it gets to a point where it's like, it's undeniable where you have to play him. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Before you read out the comments, Sam, I'm going to just say, there's loads of these in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, taking time out of your day. We really appreciate it. If you've got any questions you guys want to throw, it's only going to be a quick show today because we spoke about a lot of things this morning. But get any questions, football-wise, you want in, and we'll read them out.
Yeah, I've just seen Matt Gay. He's also an option for United. However, his price tag could put him out of reach for United. Yeah, basically what we said. That's from the Daily Mail. So pretty much what I thought. Anyways, Vince, let's put one on the Real Reds Talk logo for a laugh. Mate, we've already got an emoji. If anybody's listening who's a member, please put the capybara emoji in there just so Vince can see it. And if you want to use it, Vince, join the Real Reds Ultras. You can put it in whatever you want.
Absolutely.
Brian Casey, I think he has a future. Looked great when he came in Dublin, but needs another loan. I agree. Jale, Hannibal has improved a lot since last year. I see a future for him at United. Aaron is saying, I don't think he's got United standard, to be honest. I think he'll be similar to Pereira, will leave and be a good player at a smaller club. Vince, Hannibal's been extending a contract. I'm over the moon about this because when he was at Birmingham, I got to know him a little bit because he drove past my house every day and even stopped. Wow. Seems like a nice guy. Tommy Boyle agreed, go on loan, but stay in the UK for sure. Vince continues, gay photograph, tell me all about it. He wants to be at United for a long time, that these loans he's added just a stepping stone to making him the next great player. He's got a good attitude if that's the case, man.
Good mentality. Yeah.
Jamie Rogan Pleshin, he's loaned to Premier League side. I'd agree with that as well, but it looks, for all the reports they've seen, it's like Boca or it's
Europe,
FC20, which it is what it is. Tommy, if we're going to keep any younger players around the first team, it should be Dango all day, every day.
Good player. Yeah. I think sometimes these players get overlooked as well in the midfield because they're not doing the flashy thing. They do it, they're not megging someone or bending it in top bin. Like he keeps it simplistic for his age. He's really mature as well. And I remember watching him not too long ago, actually, at the under-21s against Tottenham, and he was one of the better players. Looked really, really good. So I
think Dango, the only thing is his frame is still of like a boy. He's not filled out to like a guy, like a man yet. So I think he needs to build on that. Once his frame sort of fills out as he gets older, I think he will be able to see him. But maybe he needs a loan to like a lower league club. I think that might be the option for Danko, but we'll see what happens with him. Brian, why isn't the Sam emoji yet? Sam fan could be disappointed. I know. I need to make it. I'm sorry.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Make it. We'll get it done. And then Tommy Boyle goal reminds me of a young Robson. Wow, that is big praise.
That is
big praise.
Huge praise. Whilst we've got loads of yous in the chat at the minute, fantasy football, the Premier League, FPL. The deadline is Friday, so obviously Man City played Burnley on Friday Night Football. The code for our league is J5AM.
Hold on. I'll put it on a screen now.
Yeah. So we've already got loads of yous in there. If you want a chance to win a retro jersey, if you come first in the league, maybe we'll give out a couple of prizes as well for for best team name, etc. Little things like that. And we're going to do a review every single Friday as well, say having a catch up. Who's got the most points? Top 4 donkey of the week. It's really, really fun. So make sure you become a part of that. The code is on the screen there for you, bottom left corner. There we go. That burp was coming up for ages then. So yeah, bottom left corner there. Get on it because the deadline is Friday, like we said, and it's filling up very, very quickly. I think we've got probably close to 100 now people in the league. So yeah, some great team names in there already. Some great teams as well. So yeah, really, really appreciate that. Anything else that I'm missing?
Vince is saying on the fantasy league, you can be more. Yeah, you can be as many leagues as you want, mate. Like however many leagues you want. So just join you'd rather, so just make yourself a team and join. But yeah, I want to see funny names. I've seen a couple, but I want to see some more. There's one in particular that stood out so far.
Which one was that?
Highland Days sauce.
Yeah,
that's my favorite. That's my favorite so far.
That's my favorite, I think. If anyone has anything better, then pop it in. Aaron say, genuine question: how would you rate Maguire's time at the club out of 10? Oh yeah, of course. We've not really had time to speak on Maguire, have you? In terms of leaving, how would you reflect? We'll just do that as the last kind of thing. How would you reflect on his time here?
I think the first year he was decent for us. I thought he had a decent first season. The way we were playing, the system worked for him. And then I think in that Europa League final, we missed him, didn't we? Sorely, like we were crying out for him, asking like, it's a shame he's injured because he would have been an important player for us. But I think as United tried to change the system and tried to be a more advanced team, more possession-based team, and sort of pushing up higher up. So I think it sort of exposed his flaws and exposed like what he's not good at, and made him look like a worse player than he actually is. Because I don't think he's a shit player. Like I think in the right system, in the right team, he'd be a very good player. He's a Premier League quality centre back. He is. It's just for the way United want to play, or the sort of top 6, top 7 teams, he just can't fit the system and the style of play because it's too quick and he gets exposed because he's lack of mobility and he's lack of speed. But someone like West Ham, he'll probably look really, really good at West Ham. He'll look quality at West Ham and he'll do well. So I think that's what you got to look at. So out of 10 for United, I'd say 4 out of 10. That'd be my rating.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that. I think he did have a period. I remember when we lost him for Dansk in the Europa League final, and everyone was saying how much we missed him and how much we were important.
Because we're a counter-attack. We're a counter-attack team then. So we sat back, and then as soon as we got it, we just got the ball out to the quick players like Rashford and stuff and battered him. Like we beat City that way several times. Ollie did against Pep. Several times beat City that way. But Ten Hag don't play that style, man. Like it's a very different style, and you saw that under Rangnick when he tried to play that possession-based football, he got exposed. And under Ten Hag, he's been even more exposed. So it's just, I think, it's the right time to go. He wants to continue playing for England as well. And I know Southgate mentioned on TalkSport that if he didn't play regular football, he's not going to guarantee he gets picked. So maybe that says something to him. Maybe he thought,
that forced his hand.
I'm going to have to go somewhere because he loves playing for England. Like I think that's what he absolutely loves doing. And he does well for England, to be fair. Like he plays well for England, which is good. So I think it's the right move for him. It's the right move for United. And hopefully he gets to have a long and successful career elsewhere because it just didn't work at United.
I mentioned this morning, and again, at the risk of repeating myself, I do apologise for anyone who watched this afternoon show, sorry. I said the one thing that's always stuck with me is what Paul Merson said, and I don't take everything Paul Merson says for gospel, but what he said about Maguire, about defending on the edge of the 18-yard box, the opposition always having the onus with possession, so, you're always defending deep, essentially. Like, it's completely changed. He had moments he was great, but he was so error-prone. Yeah. He's clumsy. He lacks mobility. He's just not the guy. In certain systems, back five, West Ham, where they thrive on aerial ability and staying compact, I think he'll be absolutely fine. And I think £30 million, even for him, I don't know what West Ham fans feel about it. I'd love to get their opinion to see if they're happy to bring him in. I know there's been links saying that he may be captain there as well. So I don't know. I think he'll be a very good player for him, and I think he'll be one of the better players. Absolutely. Especially if he's going to be captain and stuff. So I wish him well, to be honest with you. I'm just not a fan of the mistakes that he made, especially last season, the season before.
Like you said, I think he's not suited for United. I don't agree with the booing. I don't think we should ever boo our own players. Like I just don't think that's needed. And wish him the best. I hope he does well at West Ham, because I think if he can get his career back on track and play well for West Ham, be playing the Europa League, doing Europa League next season, gets to play in Europe. His England career, we've got a Euros. Is it this summer we got Euros? Yeah, gets to play in Euros, etc. So his career can look still quite bright, even though he's not at Manchester United anymore. Yeah,
it's like if you take Tyrone Mings out of Aston Villa and put him in our team now, he's not the level required. But you put him under Unai Emery, Aston Villa, 7th, 8th, 9th, whatever. He's good. He's a decent player for them. So he'll be appreciated, he'll be valued there. But I imagine most people are happy with him moving on. And like myself and Sam, I think we're happy with, moved on, 30 million, 200 grand off the wages, captaincy gone. loads of players removed. So happy days, and it's time to look forward to the future, which is Monday when we play Wolves. We will have the preview. I'm trying to think when's best to do it because we've got Jay Motti on tomorrow night, haven't we? Jay Motti on tomorrow night. Friday there'll be a Ten Hag presser, so I'll be covering that. So but then FPL review is supposed to be on Friday, so I'm thinking when's best to do the preview for the Wolves game. Maybe on a Saturday and Sunday.
We're playing, do it Sunday because we're on Monday night, aren't we? So do it Sunday night.
So we can do it Sunday. So we'll have the Wolves preview. Yeah, so loads of stuff coming up. I just mentioned bits of content there. So stay tuned. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so it drops down when we do go live, and it should let you know. I know some people have had issues with it. If that is the case, all the handles for the socials are at the bottom of your screen. Please do follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter for news updates, clips from the show, and aesthetically pleasing graphics. Anything else, Sam?
Yeah, I'll read out the last couple of comments. I'm, for one, glad to see the Waterboy leave. Brian then said, Donny hasn't left yet, Jay. Donny slander continues.
I know.
Continues.
It will do until he goes, basically.
Yeah. Henry Jones, it's his fault that Company scored that goal. That's very true. I really hope that Hurricane will stay or come to Manchester United because I've got him in my team, and last season Ronaldo fucked my team up. You've got Maguire in your team, or Donny. I'd get him out quickly. I think he looked better than the first season because Ollie liked to soak pressure and counter, so he sat in a little more. Yeah, absolutely. I think we need another body for left back. Only got Sean Malacia, worries me. We've got Alvaro Fernandez, man. It's quality. We're fine.
If he doesn't go out on loan. But yeah, I think we're fine there anyway. So
it sounds like a lot of West Ham fans are excited by Maguire. Most of them want Tommy as well. Is that McTominay, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
You know his leaving state will be still top dog still. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. It'd be so funny. I'm going to the Wolves game. I'll be sitting in the Sir Bobby Charlton wheelchair ramp area. Oh, nice, Vince.
Nice.
I like it. If you're Doggy of the Week at FBL, whoever's top should be Capybara of the Week. That's from Brian. It's a good idea.
I'll do that.
Good idea.
Yep.
And then Bournemouth manager is Androni Iraola. Remember when we didn't know who the Bournemouth manager was? There you go. Yeah. Henry Jones with the information as always. Mr. Encyclopedia, Henry Jones.
He is. We love having Henry on because he's always putting the facts in there. I wish I had the soundboard then to say, who the fuck is that guy? Meaning, obviously, the manager from Bournemouth. But I don't have that. But I do have this. So all you members, get your capybaras in the chat. If you're still watching, I'll give you a few seconds to get them in. You know the script. It is the end of the show. We've got to there. So I'm going to play this sound for you. And then me and Sam will, see you in the next one. What day is it tomorrow? Thursday. I imagine with the news going on in a minute, we'll be live 12 o'clock tomorrow, and then a late night live with Jay Motti as well. And then Aaron's going to jump on with us at some point on Friday. Yeah, loads of stuff. I can't even think. There's that much. I can't even think off the top of my head. So all the capybaras are in the chat. Big up to everyone watching. Leave a like on the video for us if you can, please. And subscribe to the channel. Help us get towards that 3,000 sub mark. We'd be really grateful. And yeah, I'll play this for you. Capybara. 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 I've just seen that on the screen.
Peace out.
Yeah, man. In a bit.